Well, we're in Miletus today in modern Turkey. Behind me you can see the impressive amphitheatre, the ruins of a Roman entertainment centre, 15,000-seater. And this place features in the New Testament. The Apostle Paul came here. He had been in Ephesus, he'd planted a church there, he'd then gone on various other travels, and he wanted to see his friends from the church in Ephesus that he would later write the letter of Ephesians to these people. So they travelled 150 kilometres to see their friend Paul, and they met here on the steps of the harbour in Miletus. And Paul in Acts 20 gives a very moving farewell speech. It's the last speech he gives in Acts as a free man. He's now heading towards his death. And so these are his famous last words, if you like, where he reminds them firstly that his life is all about Jesus. He says, "I count my life worth nothing except that I might serve Jesus Christ." That's how we're called to live as well. And at the end of it, he says this. He says, "Remember the weak and the words of the Lord Jesus. It's more blessed to give than to receive." Paul calls us to a Jesus-centered, generous living kind of life. He said that to the disciples as they met here in Miletus, and that's the challenge for us today as well. Not to live for ourselves, but for Jesus and to help the weak and the needy in our society. And then they knelt down and prayed together. And you know, Paul, sometimes, I don't know what you think about the Apostle Paul, sometimes we imagine him as this cold-hearted, stern figure. No, he was a man of love and compassion. He knelt and he wept with his friends here in Miletus before they took him to the ship and he sailed to Jerusalem. You know, the message of the love of Jesus and the generous living of Christians has transformed the world in the ancient world, and that's what we're called to today. We're in Miletus in modern day Turkey.